good morning. This presentation is brought to you by Resonate International with a mission to leverage knowledge worldwide. The topic being covered is purification of the soul when communion redefines the inner self. Ladies and gentlemen, every expression of life rests upon an invisible foundation, energy. From the quiet pulsation within a single cell to the majestic motion of galaxies across the universe, existence unfolds through an intricate interplay of energy, space, time, and intelligence. Creation itself appears to be a vast orchestration of these four dimensions, continually interacting to sustain order, movement, and evolution. Within this immense cosmic design stands the human being, a remarkable synthesis of biological precision and conscious awareness. At the visible level, vitality appears to arise from familiar sources, nourishment that fuels metabolism, oxygen that sustains cellular respiration, sunlight that regulates biological rhythms, water that preserves biochemical stability, and physical movement that strengthens circulation and renewal. Yet human experience repeatedly reveals a subtle paradox. There are moments when the body retains adequate physical strength while enthusiasm fades. And there are moments when physical fatigue exists, yet inspiration awakens a remarkable surge of vitality. Such experiences hint at a deeper architecture within the human system, one composed not of a single energy source but of multiple interacting dynamos of energy, shaping the journey from thought to action. And in that realization begins a deeper exploration of an ancient human aspiration, the purification and renewal of the inner self. At the biological level, the human body functions as a sophisticated energy ecosystem. Within every cell, intricate metabolic pathways transform nutrients into molecular energy that sustains movement, repair, and survival. Oxygen participates in these biochemical reactions. Water stabilizes molecular structures, and sunlight directly helps and also indirectly supports the ecological cycles that sustain life on Earth. Physical movement further strengthens this system by improving metabolic efficiency and cellular regeneration. Together, these processes form the physical energy dynamo that supports the structural vitality of the body. Yet, alongside this physical dynamo operates another remarkable center of energetic activity, the human brain. The brain not only consumes energy, it also generates and organizes energetic processes that influence perception, emotion, memory, and decision making. Billions of neurons communicate through electrical impulses and chemical exchanges, forming vast networks through which signals travel continuously. Each transmission requires energy, and each emerging thought represents a subtle pattern of neuronal activity. In this sense, thought itself may be understood as a form of structured energy emerging through the intricate communication systems of the brain. Within this neural landscape operate three influential domains that shape the quality and direction of human energy: the emotional, the aspirational, and the spiritual dimensions of consciousness. The emotional dimension regulates the tone of internal experience. States such as gratitude, compassion, and calm reflection tend to promote neural balance and physiological harmony, while persistent fear, resentment, or anxiety may disturb neural signaling and gradually reduce vitality. The aspirational dimension channels energy toward meaning and purpose. When guided by meaningful intentions, aspiration organizes attention, strengthens perseverance, and transforms effort into inspiration. Both emotional and aspirational energies, however, remain sensitive to external influences. Contemporary environments expose the mind to constant stimulation. Rapid information exchange, social pressures, uncertainty, and comparison. Such conditions often fragment attention and challenge emotional stability. Beyond these domains lies a dimension long recognized in contemplative traditions, yet only partially explored within modern science: the spiritual dynamo of consciousness. Unlike emotional reactions or aspirational pursuits, this dimension does not rely primarily on external circumstances. Instead, it reflects a deeper relationship between individual consciousness and the vast cosmic field within which life unfolds. Scientific understanding already acknowledges that biological systems respond to larger cosmic rhythms, the circadian cycle guided by Earth's rotation and patterns of light and darkness regulates sleep, hormonal balance, metabolism, and neural efficiency. When daily living aligns with these rhythms, both physical and mental energy systems operate with greater stability and renewal. Research in neuroscience has also revealed an intriguing observation. During deep contemplative states, including meditation, prayer, and profound stillness, neural networks within the brain often begin to synchronize in coherent patterns. Such neural coherence enhances communication between brain regions, allowing emotional balance, attentional clarity, and physiological regulation to function in greater harmony. These discoveries hint at a larger possibility. Human consciousness may not function as an isolated phenomenon, but rather as a part of a wider field of interconnected energy and intelligence. Within this perspective, the human being appears designed not only to generate energy, but also to receive and harmonize with broader currents of existence. Ancient wisdom describes this receptive alignment as communion. Communion is not merely ritual expression. It represents a state in which awareness becomes attentive, the mind grows quiet, and consciousness attunes itself to the deeper intelligence that permeates creation. Such alignment gradually emerges through practices that refine the inner environment. Silence that calms mental turbulence, stillness that stabilizes attention, solitude that invites reflection, devotion that awakens reverence, and selfless service that aligns action with dharma. When such alignment deepens, a gentle transformation begins to unfold. Mental agitation softens, emotional disturbances gradually settle, perception becomes clearer and more balanced. Within such moments of inner quiet, the human system appears capable of receiving subtle currents of renewing energy, not dramatic in sensation, yet profound in influence. Fear slowly loses intensity. Anxiety begins to dissolve. Uncertainty gradually gives way to calm clarity. This subtle yet powerful shift marks the beginning of inner purification. Through this purification, habitual patterns of reactive thought begin to fade. emotional clarity replaces turbulence, and aspiration becomes guided by wisdom rather than impulse. In this realignment, the deeper nature of the self begins to reveal its quiet luminosity, much like the sun gradually emerging as clouds disperse across the sky. What's the way forward? Cultivating such alignment begins with practices that nourish both the biological and conscious dimensions of life. Balanced nutrition, adequate hydration, exposure to natural light, restorative sleep, and regular physical movement strengthen the physical energy dynamo that sustains the body. Equally important are moments of intentional silence that allow neural activity to settle and restore coherence within the mind. Stillness calms the nervous system, while reflective solitude creates space for insight beyond the noise of constant stimulation. Gratitude refines emotional tone and acts of selfless service transform personal effort into meaningful contribution. As emotional stability deepens and aspiration aligns with purpose, the spiritual dimension gradually becomes more perceptible. Communion then evolves from a practice into an orientation of consciousness, a natural state in which awareness remains gently attuned to the deeper harmony of existence. Within such alignment, the human system begins to function not merely as a generator of effort, but as a receiver, creator, and distributor of energy within the larger fabric of life. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, human life unfolds at an extraordinary intersection of biology, consciousness, and cosmic order. Cells generate energy to sustain the body. Neurons generate energy to sustain thought, and emotions and aspirations shape how that energy flows through experience. Yet beyond these visible systems lies a deeper possibility, the quiet renewal that emerges when consciousness aligns with the wider intelligence of creation. In that alignment, disturbances within the inner world gradually settle. Clarity begins to emerge, and the soul undergoes a gentle purification. In that purification, the authentic self becomes visible, steady, luminous, and deeply connected with the vast rhythm of existence. This timeless understanding resonates through the wisdom of the revealed Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna offers a profound insight, one whose joy is within, whose light is within, and whose harmony is within. That being becomes united with the infinite. When communion awakens within consciousness, purification follows naturally, and in that quiet purification, the inner sun begins to shine, illuminating the journey from thought to action and from the individual self toward the greater harmony of creation. And in that illumination, energy becomes clarity. Clarity becomes purpose, and purpose becomes a quiet participation in the timeless intelligence of creation. Good luck, best wishes, and God bless.